Hello, my favorite people. How are you guys doing? I hope you had a great long Thanksgiving weekend and got to spend some much needed time with your friends and family. And no too much drama or anything crazy took place in the last few days. So hopefully it was a good time. Today is going to be the last video on our five basic human needs. And what it comes down to is our need for survival. And so, from a textbook place, how it's meant to be talked about is going to be from a place of what does it come down to? Food, health, water, shelter, sex. And so, food, water, health, shelter, they're obvious, situations. Sex is more from a place of like repopulating the earth, keeping our family generations going and stuff like that. And that's all fine and dandy. But I kind of look at survival from a different standpoint because a lot of times people have learned from a very young age to be in survival mode rather than just trying to do their thing and go with the flow. So what I have found with survival is for the majority of the part, people who find themselves in survival mode are doing it for emotionally based reasons, meaning you take away all of the other stuff. It comes down to an emotional need that we're trying to fill in order to be in survival mode. So if you've checked out my other videos, I've talked a lot about abandonment and how it affects us as kids, but also how it affects us then as adults. And so a lot of times people will emotionally find themselves in survival mode when they have dealt with abandonment because they didn't really have a choice but to fend for themselves, figure out life on their own terms and who was willing to show them versus the people that they really would have trusted or relied on to be the ones to show them how to do life. And so in that area, a lot of times you'll see people turn to selling drugs in order to survive from a financial standpoint, doing what they need to do either just for themselves or for younger siblings. To keep everybody in one household. But usually you find if you have ever sold drugs, and you were good at it, then you had that time frame where it was just about the money, but then we started liking the other things that came with that lifestyle. If you were a guy selling drugs, then you probably liked the attention that you were getting from a lot of the women out there. They're sitting there telling you all of those amazing things about yourself. You're hot, you're cute, you're this, you're that. In reality, it may have just been that they had access to the drugs that you had, but there was also the money that went involved with that. And so there's a pride and ego factor that goes into selling and having the things that not just anybody is going to have. For other people, they will struggle with the emotional, mental problems that come with life. So rather that was abandonment. I mean, you do definitely have that where abandonment factors into it, but sometimes it's just a matter of, I don't want to say just like it's not a big deal, but we have issues with abuse of some type. Mental health is a big reason why people use so many different factors. I would be here all day if I had to list all the reasons why, people get into doing it. But nonetheless, it's coming from a place of needing to survive day to day without feeling emotionally, without having to kind of deal with what reality is throwing us on a daily basis. And so I need to drink or do drugs, whatever your preference is, sometimes both, in order to just be able to get through and do what I need to do. But with that type of lifestyle comes a whole bunch of people, relationships, situations that continue to add to that hurt. And like I've said in my previous videos, your experiences in life will become your beliefs. So if in that environment you are further being abused or used or being treated in some less than type of way, then we continue to learn that people aren't safe. Life isn't safe. We don't have a good, hand that we were dealt. And so it just further puts people into survival mode. I got to get you before you get me. I've talked about that, a time or two in the past as well on some of the past videos that you're more than welcome to go check out. But survival mode is a learned behavior. It's a learned behavior, learned way of life that we have felt forced into because of our circumstances or because of things that have been, done to us over the years. And so it's not a light switch that you just flip on and off. If in survival mode, it has gotten you through your 23, 25, 30 years of existence, we continue with that because it's what's gotten us this far. But it also works against us in so many ways though too, because when we do find the good people to come across that actually do care about us, that survival mode kind of kicks in, and we get back into this mentality that I got to get you before you get me. So I can't be trusting you like that. I can't be opening myself up to you like that. And that's a personal choice. Some people go the rest of their lives being in survival mode, never allowing anybody to come in because the risk is not worth the reward. But it is. It really is. When I talked about love and belonging a couple days ago, I talked about the NF song called If You Want Love, and where he's talking about if you want love, you got to give it. If you want trust, you got to give it. We can't have our cake and eat it too. We can't expect to have healthy relationships while either choosing to stay around people who either aren't done with their, involvement with drugs or alcohol or doing whatever they were doing. But we also can't expect to thrive in healthy relationships if we're not allowing other people in to kind of show us what that's supposed to look like. I will say, I gave myself a little light bulb moment the other day when I was doing that love and belonging video about when something or somebody is legit, not the, crazy lunatics we're used to messing with before, but actual true blue people. They look and they act and it feels a whole lot different than what we're used to from the people that are really one track minded. They only want us for some beneficial to them type of reason. It looks a lot different, feels a lot different. It's completely different. I'm going to do a whole video on that one alone because I know sometimes when we're in that place of transition, we don't know what to look for. Everything is super suspicious to us at that point, and so it is easier to keep yourself in survival mode, not really knowing what else to do. But it really ends up working against us better than it works for us. So be looking for that video. I don't really entirely have a time frame on when I'm going to do it, but probably pretty soon because I kind of like doing these videos. I feel like I'm getting a little bit better at them. I'm still a little, weird from time to time, so work with me on it because I never saw myself doing videos before, and here I am. So just like with y'all, I am learning and growing too within all of this, and I'm used to talking to my group members in class, but on a camera, it's been a whole different ballgame. So be looking out for that, but do trust and believe that, like I said in the other video as well, not everybody or everything is a wolf in sheep's clothing. There are a lot of really, really genuinely cool people out there, experiences out there that we really start to have when we open up ourselves to different things, doing different, having different, and being different. So if you have been in survival mode, stop, because it's not working. I promise you that. It's definitely keeping a lot of really cool people at arm's length away. If you have any questions, concerns, anything that y'all want to talk about, please don't hesitate to reach out to me on Messenger, comment on anything. I will be more than happy to get back with you guys as soon as I can. All right, y'all. Have a great rest of your Monday. Stay safe and do good stuff. Thanks.